All right, let's just jump right in. The crypto market, it's a total roller coaster, right? And everyone, I mean everyone, is asking the same thing. Is this whole thing a giant bubble just waiting to pop? Or is it the beginning of something really, really big?
I mean, just think back to mid-July. The market was on fire. Bitcoin skyrocketed past $123,000. You had a flood of cash from new funds, and even the government was sounding, well, friendly. It really felt like we were at a turning point.
And then, boom. Just like that, the floor dropped out. The price plunged, and suddenly everyone was scared, arguing, and asking that one huge question.
Yep, that one. Are we just watching the same old crypto bubble all over again, or is there something fundamentally different going on this time? So let's dig in and see what's really happening.
Okay, so maybe the biggest reason people are saying this time is different is because of who's showing up to the party. We're not just talking about the die-hard tech fans anymore. Now, it's governments and Wall Street.
I mean, just look at this. This is from a recent White House report. They're calling crypto a tool to reshape ownership. That is a massive change in thinking. They're not talking about cracking down on it. They're looking at it as a strategic tool.
And it's not just talk either. This is turning into actual policy. The new U.S. game plan seems to have three main parts. First, build a kind of digital Fort Knox with a national crypto reserve. Second, legally protect your right to hold your own crypto. And third, create these safe harbor zones for new projects to grow. This isn't about containing crypto anymore, it's about leading the way.
And it's not just the government, you know? Just follow the money. In July alone, almost $15 billion from big institutions flooded into Bitcoin ETFs. This isn't retail FOMO. This is Wall Street making a serious bet.
So what happens when all that big money comes in? Well, crypto starts to quietly become part of our everyday lives, maybe without us even noticing.
You've got huge names, right? Like PayPal letting you pay with over 100 different cryptos. JPMorgan is working with Coinbase, so now you can use your Chase card to buy in. Even Samsung Pay is letting you buy crypto right in the app. It's becoming, well, normal.
And here's the thing, all this big money interest isn't just about Bitcoin anymore. It's spreading out across the whole crypto ecosystem.
You've got major Wall Street analysts like Tom Lee from Fundstrat coming out and saying that Ethereum, the platform that so much of crypto is built on, is dramatically undervalued. That's a huge signal that the smart money sees a future way beyond just Bitcoin.
All right, so the hype is definitely real. But with all this incredible growth, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the price. Is it actually justified, or is it all just smoke and mirrors? Let's see what the data says.
Which brings us right back to that big question. Are we in a bubble? Well, believe it or not, some of the key data points are suggesting maybe not.
So there's this thing called the power law model. You can think of it like a long-term growth map for Bitcoin based on its history. And what it shows is pretty interesting. Yeah, the price is high, no doubt, but it's still way below that red bubble territory where past cycles went completely parabolic before they crashed. The growth is strong, but it hasn't hit that level of, pure madness. At least not yet.
Okay, so if we're not technically in a bubble, then what's with all the crazy swings? I mean, who's causing all this volatility?
Well, if you look at the data on the blockchain itself, it tells a really clear story. The recent selling, it's not coming from the long-term holders, the true believers. Nope. Over 85% of it is from newer investors, the short-term traders. This tells us the crazy swings are mostly coming from jittery newcomers, while the old guard is holding strong. So how are the pros playing this? Well, in the short term, the consensus is basically hold on tight. Let the dust settle. Medium term, they're looking to buy on the dips, especially if that big institutional money keeps flowing in. But long term, the strategy seems pretty clear. Hold and maybe even add more. They're betting on that big picture, mainstream adoption, and clearer rules. It's all about cautious optimism. So, what does all this mean when you put it together? What's the big takeaway? Simply put, the crypto market is finally growing up.
It's morphing from that old Wild West phase, driven by pure speculation and zero rules, into a new era, an era defined by Wall Street money,
institutional adoption, and a real push for clear regulations.
And what that really means is the core question has totally changed. We're not debating if crypto is going to survive anymore. The real debate now is just how deep it's going to get woven into the global financial system.
The old rules are changing right before our eyes. This whole thing, it's not just about a bubble or a breakthrough anymore. It's about a fundamental rewiring of money itself. So the real question is, how are you going to adapt?